Everyone, my name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Empires 4 action. Spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as the Chinese. His name is Twitch TV HezzManGaming. His opponent today in the red color. We are chasing him around because we can do so. His name is HuT. The map is one of those maps which is relatively open, but has a lot of closures on the side. It's pretty reminiscent of Alfheim. But we watched HuT playing yesterday, and he was playing the Holy Roman Empire. He's going in now with the English. The English are a very, very strong civilization and very, very easy to play. The interesting question is, are they like better than the Holy Roman Empire? Are they better than China? Are they better than all these other civs with what they can do? So they do get this building, the landmark, very, very early, which can produce longbowmen incredibly fast. So the rushes with longbowmen as English are incredibly brutally strong, and you can follow that up with men-at-arms as well. So or spearmen to start building those ramming things and get some really brutal rushes in to finish off your opponent. So the start, we just pause this and let it just do its thing for a hot second here, and we'll just see if it functions a little bit. So the strat with English, it seems, is a fast feudal age into mass longbowmen with spearmen going for the ram. To ram rush the opponent there. So we'll see. But we got also the Chinese over here. The China Civ is really, really good at defending because they get a kind of unique thing with their town center, and they have a unique defensive landmark, which is basically they have a gunpowder defending tools. Instead of the arrows, it's gunpowder. So it's a little bit stronger early, and you can actually see that the damage hand cannon is 25 damage compared to the bow, which is only 8 damage. So big advantage with that hand cannon in the early game. And you also get a landmark if you want to go that way, which gives you the hand cannon again, like a second hand cannon wherever you want on the map. So whatever you want to defend on the map, you can throw that up. So we are seeing what looks to be... This looks... Now, do we see him getting survival techniques? This looks like a build. He is getting survivors. So this here from HezzManGaming looks to be the fast castle age. It's a build that I believe AussieDrongo has posted on his YouTube channel the other day. And essentially, this gets you to the castle age at about 7 minutes into the game. It's very, very fast. And then you get out, instantly start getting out those knights, which should be able to defend against the archer rush that HuT might be going for. He is chucking up his council hall now. Not chucking it up forward, but he is chucking up at his home base. But the problem is now, if HuT decides to go for his longbowman push, he's going to have to hit this gold mine, essentially, and prevent the castle age from coming in. That's going to be the big key here for HuT in this game. But what will happen is we'll just see the defensive landmark thrown up here. It'll defend this location. It'll defend this location. And I'm not sure that HuT's going to be able to get all too much done with his initial push. The question is, can he then predict that HezzManGaming is going to be going for those lances or not, the knights or not? So if you get enough spearmen out, you probably can keep putting the pressure on with those spearmen. We do see a lot of stone getting gathered right now for HuT, so he might actually be going for a fast second town center here potentially. But let's just check out what he's seen on the map. He hasn't scouted much of his opponent here. He's going straight on the stone. He's got a defensive gold line. He's got a defensive wood line. So maybe a fast second town center here isn't the worst idea. And we'll see exactly what he's going to be able to pull here with this build. Obviously has a lot of wood already. And the town center for... I tell a lie. I thought the town center was 300 wood as English, but it's not. It costs 400, and he's just going to get all of this. And he can even put the town center up on this hunt here and continue that way. So We will see. This is going to be the fast castle versus the fast second talent center. It's actually one of the builds that will really put to the test the fast second talent center, because you get all that tech, which you can put a lot of pressure onto your opponent because he can't get to the castle edge as fast as you. It's going to be an issue for him. But that being said, we do see that 300 perfectly getting gathered there for HuT and moving to the back of his base. We'll see where he's going to put the town center up and what he's going to do. So what I would personally do in this situation is, if I scouted out that my opponent was doing this, this is what you need to do. You need to see how many villages are on gold. Essentially, this gives away that there is a fast castle coming. Is the gold mine. So you've got to scout the gold mine and then decide how you're going to proceed from there. Now, what I would probably end up doing, maybe if I had to use my brain a little bit, I'd probably go for the fast second town center into the fast castle a little bit later. So instead of having all 10 of these villages on wood right now, I will go all over onto food and onto gold, and I would just spam my way up to the castle edge as fast as I can, because I know my opponent's not going to put any pressure onto me until he has those lances, and then he's going to put some pressure on. By then I'm going to be advancing. I'm going to be fine. But not what HuT's doing here. It looks like he's going to be going for some longbowmen and seeing what he can do to defend, and he will have the economic advantage. When we see that the scout for HezzManGaming is going to be checking out the base of HuT here, as he is flooding those longbowmen out as best as he possibly can here. And now we can probably see, if we jump over to HezzManGaming, look at all the resources. He's got so many resources. The villagers do gather very, very fast here from the food on this location. And there is no animal decay in this game. You can see he's killed off one of these deer carcasses here. There is no animal food decay, so you can just kill them off right next to the mill and be very happy about your decision making there. We will need to see another house getting thrown up at some point here for HezzManGaming, but he's kind of on a timer here, so he's going to have to get a lot of damage done with his early castle age. So we'll see what he's going to do. There's the castle age, super fast. He's 7 minutes 25 seconds into the game. He's able to build up that building. He's going for the economic landmark, which is going to give him line of sight of his opponent's villages for 10 seconds. It has a very long cooldown, but Imperial spies is very important and very huge, as this game is super this game is very, very scout oriented. You need to know what your opponent's doing so you can react. If you don't know what they're doing, they can surprise you with tech switches and all that other good stuff. That's kind of what this game feels to be to me to be like at this point. So the Imperial spies is like a must grab. You can go for the other one, which is a siege works, to get yourself extra siege units nice and fast. And maybe with this fast castle build, going for that wouldn't actually be a bad idea, especially against the British, because you could get out an early nest of bees with your lancers to boot and see how you're going to go. We do see that the stable is up. We've already got some horsemen queued out for HezzManGaming. He should be saving those resources to make the lancers. He's got a lot of gold in the bank, and now you can see those lancers. They cost so much food, and we do see you see him getting those out. I'm surprised. He's going to cancel that and start getting those lances now. And those are going to be very, very strong. And we'll see what HuT's reaction to this is going to be. He's still chopping down the wood, still pumping the villagers out as fast as he possibly can. He's stopped production of the longbowmen. And those cavalry are going to be looking to move out right now. The longbowmen are in the back here. He's got 12 of them. Hasn't really put any pressure onto these. And this is feeling like a little bit of a problem for HuT. He seems to be playing a lot of the time blind. You need to get the scouting in and seeing what your opponent's doing. We see a second stable is up now for our Chinese player, HezzMan, gathering all of these animals as fast as he possibly can, doing all the good stuff. But, like, here's the thing, right? This build from HezzMan, you could probably go... you could probably go fast 2 town center, double barracks into mass spearmen, and completely demolish this. Mass spearmen with the rams and just push in and win. But right now we are seeing basically just mass longbowmen, and we do see the barracks coming up now for HuT. He's going to be thinking about going into those spearmen. Now, no armory up. The armory is also really important in this game. If you get out the armor upgrades, it keeps your units alive for a lot longer. You'd be surprised how important it is. We are seeing the units now moving out for HezzMan. He's going to be moving his lancers around. Trying to find something to attack. But at this point, probably not enough units to make any real push into HuT's base. And we do see horticulture coming through for HezzMan as he's starting to get those economic upgrades. If we check out the resources, income per minute right now, HuT's in the lead on the food, but HezzMan's got the lead on wood and gold right now because of those upgrades. And maybe those upgrades are a lot better than we maybe initially thought. Seeing the longbowman's getting a lot of damage done onto the Lancer here. The Lancer's moving in. You can utilize the stakes ability here. This is going to stun cavalry for 2.5 seconds and have them take 25 damage. So the longbowman very, very good defending against cavalry with those stakes. Hey, thanks so much for the Prime, Morgan, Kazin, Van. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And now we've got the siege works coming up now for HezzMan. He realizes gonna need to get those nest of bees out to take down these archers. Without the nest of bees, it's going to be a very, very tough one for him here. Again, like these, I'm surprised we're not seeing more players redoing their lumber camp. I'm gonna have to do some testing to make sure that it's good, because maybe it's not. As I'm seeing lots of players not. Oh no, HuT's doing it. So I mean, I think it's good. Village is pumping out very, very fast here now for HuT. He's got so many on gold here. I'm not sure what the gold is for at this point. He's currently house, throwing his house, but I'm not sure what the gold is for. He's going to have to start farming. He's on these over here. We do see the units pushing out over here. The stakes do get used preemptively though. Oh, you got to be careful. Now these archers are very much out of position without the stakes. He's going to be in a bit of a problem. We do see the longbowman able to start sniping down some of those lesser strong horsemen as HezzMan retreating back, and HuT gets some good value out of his longbowman now. What is he going to do? Maybe build a market and buy his way to the... is that worth it? It might be worth it. Throw a market down and buy your way to the next age? Because he's just banking these resources up. I'm not sure he's got any upgrades either. Is there a way to see the upgrades that a player's got on their villages? Hello? Nope. I mean, you can click on the upgrade thing here. And there's the nest of bees out for HezzMan. So the nest of bees is really, really strong against archer balls, but really weak kind of against everything else. So if you are ready for this, these sheep are just hanging out. Fair enough. We'll see how this is going to go. We've got HuT moving around the side. Oh, he's going to be able to find the gold situation over here. He's targeted the mining camp. The village is going to be retreating away. Just snipe one villager here as he's moving in. Takes down two villagers. HuT now moving in. Going to be trying to take down some of the back villagers here as he is finding some good success with his army right now. Pushing off the wood line over here. We do see HezzMan now moving over onto this location. He does have his nest of bees in the back, and he's trying to build a second one. And at that point, I think that you basically have to say, okay, I gotta retreat. The nest of bees too strong for this kind of unit composition here, as maybe HuT needs to start moving his way into the castle age, getting out his own siege to kind of deal with the nest of bees is a good way to try, or even getting out those lancers in the next age as well to push in and utilize the burning torches there to take them down. If we do look at the damage, it doesn't say. It says 16 versus cavalry, but it doesn't say what it does versus siege. I know that there's the torches have a specific damage, but I'm not 100% sure. But we do see these units have moved around onto the side on that. This is very sneaky from HezzMan taking this location over here. We'll see how he's going to go with that one. We see the double broadaxe, the specialized pick coming through as well for HuT. Getting all of his upgrades. Very, very smart to do so. Now he's ready to go to the castle age and see exactly where he's going to go from now. He's doing some armory up just yet for HuT. But we'll see what he's going to do. He does get a free castle or a free town center going to, or it's kind of a castle. It's not really. We just see, HuT going to be using the spread formation on his archers here as the nest of bees starts doing a ton of damage here. But we are seeing HuT going to be kiting back. He does still have the palings, and he's got set up camp, so he can get the low HP of his archers back up by pushing R. on his longbowman. That's one of those really cool, unique upgrades for the English longbowman. We see some stables now coming down for HuT. He's drawing up his landmark somewhere, it looks like, over on this location, getting the King's Palace, which is the economic landmark, gives himself essentially a third town center. So HuT is going to be 3 town centers to HezzManGaming's 1 town center here. We do see some stone now coming in for HezzMan, so we'll see how that's going to go. And there's the setup camp here, healing all of his units. I'm not sure the spearmen don't get upgraded. We do see the lancers pushing onto this location, but easily can push these ones back. Now we've got the Nesta B is going to be pushing forward, and HuT is in the castle age. He's 3 town centers. His economy is absolutely massive. He's got the stables starting to get pumped out here, going into 4 stables right now. Going to be spamming out his own lancers, which are going to be able to destroy those nest of bees incredibly quickly. The thing that we have to be concerned about here for HuT is he doesn't have the armory yet, and we have been seeing, I think we have been seeing the blacksmith has been coming through. We've got the wedge rivets is really high. We don't have any fitted leather works. We don't have any bloomeries, so we haven't got those technologies coming through just yet for HezzMan. We are seeing the knights starting to push forward. The lancers or the knights for HuT are out. These villagers are currently getting completely massacred. HuT not paying attention. The villagers just going to sit idle here in this location as he's trying to retreat them, but they are completely surrounded. That is a huge attack there for HezzManGaming, able to take down so many villagers, but doesn't matter. If we check out the current income per minute, it's looking like, well, I mean, HuT is in the lead on the food, but where's... I can't see the villagers currently for either player, I don't think, in the observer. I don't see it. So I don't know how many villagers here, but that definitely did not put HezzMan in front here. It gave him a big advantage in a sense, but it didn't give him the lead in that just yet. So now we just basically HuT just has to wait this out, take a little bit of damage from the Nesta Bees. They take not that much. He's going to be building the Spring Gold, which is a long range bonus damage versus siege engines, siege weapon, which essentially counters these Nesta Bees. And he's going to be able to just set that up, push in, take this out. He needs to make sure he gets out the knights in order to defend and all that other good stuff. We do see some random archers over here that will get cleaned up by Lancer. He can actually use the palings on this if he notices, but he's going to lose them so quickly. He doesn't notice. Very sad. The palings wouldn't be able to let him win, but it could help. And now we see the Spring Gold coming in, going to start taking down those Nesta Bees. We see the Spearman going to be pushing forward, pulling back. The Nesta Bees doing a lot of damage, but he does lose one of them. The other Spring Gold coming in can take down the other Nesta Bees. The Nesta Bees does get packed up, and now that's time for HuT to go. HuT is 123 population right now to HezzManGaming's 73 population. The population is so in favor of HuT right now. He's pushing through. He's going to start trying to take down these lancers. He's got the veteran spearmen. These guys are absolutely massive at this stage of the game. He's also got the veteran longbowman as well to help out. We've got a cheeky raid that gets dealt with there, but now HuT can keep pushing through. He's going to be taking down the knight in the back over here, and HuT is showing off that the boom that he has managed to do in this game has been so very worth it. Taking a massive lead in this score, has so many villagers right now. His farms are starting to get set up, finishing off the HuT in the back here, throwing up a blacksmith ready to start getting his armory upgrades. And he's going to be moving around this side of the map now with these units and seeing exactly what he can get out of these. He could think about getting the rams. He does have these knights in his home base. Needs to send those forward and start pushing into HezzManGaming's base. He is getting the Spring Gold out himself. That is, in essence, for him to hold on to the against the Spring Golds of his opponent. So you trade the Spring Golds and you get your own Nesta Bees out again to help holding on. But the army is so gigantic for HuT. He has such a gigantic lead in population. We'll see if he's going to be able to win. He does go into spread formation here to try and dodge those Spring Golds. And we do have over here, we've got a town center finally coming up for HezzMan, but it's maybe too little too late. His villager count is incredibly low here as HuT is making his final push into HezzManGaming's location here. We do see so many Lancers here, but I'm not sure if the Lancers are going to be all that much. We see the village. What are the villagers doing? Running and trying to take the Springalds out. Nice micro there from HuT in order to pull those ones back. The Spearmen here coming through, going to start taking down the Knights. The Knights are in for HuT as well as HezzMan. We see the Springalds getting targeted down, but they don't do that much in this fight. And we see the Palings coming up, going to be able to prevent these Lancers from doing all too much in this game as HuT completely dismantles these Lancers of HezzManGaming here, taking down the villagers, taking down the crossbowmen, which are trying to help taking out those Knights, and HezzManGaming taps out. GG, well played by HuT. What a fantastic game here from HuT, demonstrating that two-town center play with the English against AussieDrongo's fast castle there. Absolutely dismantling it. HezzMan never had an opportunity to really use the timing that he got to make the Lancers do anything early. The later castle age was completely fine here for HuT to hold on and completely win this game. GG, well played by HuT getting that win there. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.